Okay, so again,
that is obviously a wrong thing.
If you want to have an intellectual discussion, do you think that maybe comparing her to the Grand Wizard and the notion of what she said to being a modern leader of the KKK was maybe a step too far, or you stand by what you said?
I stand by what I said to provoke an open and honest discussion in this country.
You know, you're really starting to feel bad for people like Dana Bash. And the reason you feel bad for CNN's Dana Bash is because she clearly has seen what Kaitlan Collins is doing, and it's affecting her. It is making her feel like she doesn't really have a place at CNN anymore, and now maybe she needs to up her game a little bit. She tried. She failed. I know a lot of people have been talking about this Vivek Ramaswamy interview, but I think they've missed a key part of this. Listen to how she starts this thing. Just listen to this.
You took issue with comments from Congresswoman Ayanna Pressley. She reportedly said, quote, "We don't need any more brown faces that don't want to be a brown voice."
Let me clean that up for you. We don't need any brown faces that don't want to be brown voices. That's the argument that Pressley is making. And what I find interesting about it is you don't have a problem with what she had to say about it. You only have a problem that Ramaswamy has an issue with it. And now Dana Bash is going to try to go on the attack.
Brown voice. About that, you said, these are the words of the modern grand wizards of the modern KKK.
It's said so seriously, like she matters, or she's a journalist, or she's being just very, very, very honest and contrite. And this is a very serious issue that we must discuss. It's not. It's a stupid issue. It's a stupid issue being discussed by a stupid person who doesn't understand metaphors, that doesn't understand comparisons. Instead, she actually goes on to say that she thinks that Ramaswamy is suggesting that she might actually be in the Klan. Listen to this stupid person that is employed by CNN.
You know, I'm sure, the KKK was responsible for more than a century's worth of horrific lynchings, rapes, murders of black people. How in any way are the views you're talking about comparable to the views and atrocities committed by the KKK?
Nobody thinks that's what Vivek Ramaswamy meant. Nobody thinks that. Nobody believes that he's talking about how it's the same thing. Nobody believes that. And to try to go down that path is so dumb. It is clearly a chance to make him say some magic incantation about how he doesn't believe she's in the Klan or some nonsense like that, so she'll feel better about herself. And she's pretending that he's comparing those things, which he's not. It's just moronic.
What I said is the Grand Wizards of the KKK would be proud of what they would hear her say, because there's nothing more racist than saying that your skin color predicts something about the content of your viewpoints or your
You didn't just say
ideas.
they would be proud. You said these are the words of the modern grand wizards of the modern KKK.
Why is she acting like she doesn't understand what he's saying? Like, why is she doing this? Like, what is the purpose? This isn't to understand the conversation. This is her saying, I know exactly what you meant, but I'm going to make you say something. And I'm going to pretend I don't understand until I can get you to say the thing I want you to say. Now, Ramaswamy needs to stand behind what he says better. And he's already kind of backtracking here a little bit just on how he framed it. But she's not being honest about this.
It is the same spirit. You're right about that, Dana. I think it is the same spirit to say that I can look at you and based on just your skin color, that I know something about the content of your character, that I know something about the content of the viewpoints you're allowed to express. For Ayanna Pressley to tell me that because of my skin color, I can't express my views, that is wrong. It is divisive. It is driving hate in this country. This is dividing our country to a breaking point.
That is a debate that is based on nonviolent discussion.
What the hell does that even mean? And when has Dana Bash ever had that debate with Ayanna Pressley? Why isn't the Congresswoman on this show having this conversation about what she meant when she said shouldn't be a brown voice with a brown face if he's not going to, that he should, I said the same thing she did, that he shouldn't be a brown face with a brown voice if he's not going to be there for what she wants him to do, where he has to act like the appropriate person of color, otherwise he shouldn't have a voice. When is she having that conversation? Where is she having that conversation ever? Nowhere? Okay, good.
That you just said you're using rhetoric, which
Yes.
she said she's using rhetoric. That's one thing. And another thing is to say that she represents and she is a modern version of a KKK, which, as you know, was dedicated to the subjugation and violence against black people. How?
By the way, why is she reading this? Does she not know? I mean, what is this? It's dedicated to the subject. I mean, she wrote these notes down, which goes to tell you she's not interested in having an actual conversation. She's reading from a script. And the script says, continue saying these things until you can get him to back down and say you shouldn't have said that.
How on earth is she a modern
Dana,
grand wizard
let's be intellectually
of that
honest.
kind of organization?
Let's be intellectually honest and get to the heart of what this debate ought to be about. There is a worldview that says that the remedy to past discrimination is present discrimination, that if you're black or brown, you have to have a particular point of view. That's from Ibram Kendi. That's from Ayanna Pressley, the people I quoted in my speech yesterday.
But can
There's
you
a
have
different
an
view that I
intellectually
have, which
honest
says that regardless
conversation
of who you are,
when you accuse
have to be
her
able
of
to have your own
being a
opinion.
grand wizard
Let's
of
have
the
the debate.
KKK?
Dana Bash is actually trying to make the argument that Ramaswamy is suggesting that Ayanna Pressley puts on a white robe and goes out and burns crosses. And then she's asking people to have an intellectually honest conversation. Dana Bash wouldn't know what an intellectually honest conversation is unless she watched Kaitlan Collins do it and it made her feel uncomfortable because Kaitlan Collins is the new face of CNN and Dana Bash is an old face of CNN. That's what's happening here. This is insecurity on steroids.
Can you have that
I think that
intellectually
the
honest
point is-
discussion with that kind of rhetoric?
Yes, I can, Dana, because the point I'm highlighting is that even the people who, in good spirit, we all agree that the KKK was an awful organization that is a toxic stain in our national history. So given that we can start from that point of agreement, now that allows us to say, well, who actually sounds more like that organization today? The people who are calling for more racial discrimination on the basis of skin color. So yes, I think that is an
But it's not
intellectually
about
useful starting point
sounding
for a
like-
provocative discussion that we need to have in this country.
The whole point is
And I
the
think that- I think
KKK
the reality,
wasn't
Dana,
just
is-
about rhetoric.
She is so fired up with the idea that he used the words KKK. They call Republican Klan members all the time. I got called a Klan member today. And Dana Bash is acting like it's unacceptable for it to happen. When is the last time Dana Bash called out anyone on the left for doing that? She wants to have the intellectual, honest conversation. Again, she doesn't know what that is. She's reading from a script. It's pathetic.
We have to speak
They
openly in this
lynched
country.
people. They murdered people. They raped people. They burned their homes.
And that was wrong.
Simply
That was
because
obviously wrong.
Wrong. Okay, so
that
again,
is obviously a wrong
if you
thing
want to
for
have
them
an
to have done.
intellectual
Absolutely.
discussion, do you think that maybe comparing her to the Grand Wizard and the
This woman is so far out of her depth, it's embarrassing. She is completely lost because she knows, and he could destroy her here. All he had to say was, well, when was the last time you had a conversation with someone on the left who referenced the KKK when talking about Republicans they disagree with? That's all that had to be said. And Dana Bash would have collapsed into a puddle of goo, which is basically what she's done anyway.
notion of what she said to being a modern leader of the KKK was maybe a step too far, or you stand by what you said?
I stand by what I said to.
This is the point. She wanted him to apologize for saying something that she didn't want him to say. That's all this was about. She watched Kaitlan Collins get attention for going after Vivek Ramaswamy on a stupid issue, and she said, I want some of that. That's what this is. Absolutely pathetic behavior by Dana Bash and CNN. But that's par for the course for these guys. This is who they are. Remember that. And the next time a Democrat refers to a Republican as a member of the KKK, I expect Dana Bash to bring them on and be like, is that okay? Is that kind of rhetoric okay? She'll never do it because she's a fraud. Okay? She is a fraud that is past her prime, and she knows it. So she is desperately trying to grasp onto relevancy and she is copying what other people on her network are doing. They're failing too, but she's copying what they're doing and trying to look good doing so. She is failing in every regard. Her entire argument is, I'm too stupid to understand the comparison you just made, so make me feel less stupid. Explain to me like I'm two. And then when they explain to her like she's two, she says, I still don't understand. And do you stand by it? Like he's going to say, no, I don't stand by it. Kudos to him for saying, yeah, I stand by what I said. That's what more people have to do. Ramaswamy wouldn't vote for this guy, but this is a guy who's showing you how it's done. Go on the outlets that invite you, fight them, punch them in the mouth. That's a great idea. He's doing a great job there. She is terrible.